Apex Legends' next season, Eclipse, revealed their new legend, Catalyst. We got the lore trailer revealing Catalyst's backstory and motivations for joining the Apex games. So just in case you missed it, here's everything you need to know about Catalyst's background. Catalyst comes from the planet Boreas. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's the same planet Seer is from. As a brief recap, in Seer's lore trailer Metamorphosis, we saw Boreas and its long history of environmental troubles. Boreas' moon Cleo was hit by a meteor and shattered it, causing it to weaken and in turn caused Boreas to be subjected to meteor showers, tide disturbances, and temperature fluctuations. Turns out the moon's gravitational pull is pretty important to a planet. A new atmosphere was created and a stasis net was installed on the moon to try and hold the structure to reduce the damage and catastrophe at bay for Boreas below. We saw that after Seer left the planet for the Apex games soon after, Hammond had moved into Boreas to find and dig for its natural resources. Hammond discovered that Boreas was abundant with the resource ferrofluid and was harvesting the element. Here's where Catalyst comes in. Teenage Catalyst, aka Tressa Crystal Smith, and her sisterhood of friends were outspoken against the damage Hammond was inflicting on their planet and prayed for the moon's survival. Tressa and her friend Margot connected over finding their place in the world, as Catalyst had just transitioned and felt more like herself. And yes, if you picked up on that note, it's been confirmed that Catalyst is the first trans character in Apex. As a lovely fun fact, she was also created with the help from a representative of GLAAD and brought to life by a trans voice actress. Catalyst and Margot snuck onto the Hammond drill site one night to stall the resource extraction when Margot took it a bit too far with explosives. Catalyst was introduced to the ferrofluid when she narrowly escaped imprisonment or death by Spectre as she touched the material and threw the enemy inside. Margot set off the explosive as she was getting dragged off, and we aren't too sure on what happened to her. Catalyst herself doesn't acknowledge knowing what happened to Margot either. After the events of the sabotage, Catalyst ran away to join a crew working on Project Broken Moon, a terraforming project that was going to save the moon. The Boreas Science Division was able to make Cleo a habitable environment after a few years, and in working to restore and save the moon, Catalyst found a way to manipulate ferrofluid and use it to better extents. As great as the efforts were for healing Cleo, the Syndicate came in to capitalize off the freshly livable space. Soon after, Silva Pharmaceuticals, a sponsor of the Apex games, announced the takeover of Cleo as the next site of the Apex games. Outraged at this turn of events, Catalyst entered the games to defend her home and protect her planet's moon. Seer was happy to see a fellow person from Boreas enter the games, but Catalyst was less than thrilled to see him, claiming he didn't care about their planet and that he did nothing to help. So there will be some very interesting interactions in-game with some of Catalyst's teammates. But how her story will turn out, we'll have to play the next season to see. Are you excited for the next season? How do you feel about the new location and legend? Let us know. For more on Apex Legends Eclipse news, I'll be sure to keep you updated in the coming week for all the latest changes to the new season, so be sure to stay right here at IGN.